A few of my first guests this morning are incredibly interesting, and I'm not even going to say one word. We've got Tacoma's Point Defiance Zoo and Aquarium in studio, and first up is their staff biologist, Jesse Sutherland, and you're going to tell me about your new Bugs Alive show that include this friend I've been holding here, Mirabelle.
Yeah, so this is Mirabelle. She is a Brazilian black tarantula, and she is just one of our many arthropod bug friends that you can come and meet at Bugs Alive.
She's so sweet. Wait, you said she's Chilean rose? No, which kind?
She is a Brazilian black tarantula.
Brazilian,
so still
black,
South
okay.
America and closely related to Chilean rose hair tarantulas, but this type is actually much harder to find in
nature.
Zoos.
Oh, in zoos?
In zoos, yeah.
Okay.
So this species it's actually one species of tarantula that's quite hard to breed, and Mirabelle herself came from a confiscation of tarantulas.
Oh, someone
Somebody
trying to
smuggle them in, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, tell us about the Bugs Alive program. Will people be able to see Mirabelle and other bugs like her?
Yeah, so we have a lot of different bugs to share with everyone, just so that we can hopefully share our love for how we can help our bug friends out in our world. And bugs do a lot of things for our environments that I think we take for granted and we don't really realize.
Right.
So I know that spiders are maybe not everyone's cup of tea. And for some people, this might seem like a horror show to have her crawling around. But spiders and other arthropods that eat bugs are really important for our world because they eat all the bugs that bug us.
Yes, and I will say this. I will say, Jesse, I actually was terrified of spiders for many years. I got bit by a brown recluse once, so.
Oh gosh, yeah.
So I don't mind big guys like this, and if you're bringing them in, I'm sure that they're okay. But I have to say, I don't think I really appreciated the incredible things that they do for our environment, that some big spiders eat the bad little spiders, and it's so important, and this is the type of thing you teach at Bugs Alive.
Yeah, so we have kind of different bugs to show the different roles that insects and arthropods have in our world. So about a third of all the species in the world are insects that eat plants.
Yeah.
And then the next third of all the species in the world are bugs that eat other bugs, like tarantulas.
Okay.
So they're doing a really important job of, like I said, eating the flies and the mosquitoes and the things that we don't want to have tons and tons of to help control those populations. And they're also food for lots of other animals. Tarantulas are totally harmless. They don't have venom that can hurt people.
No tarantulas do? Like there's not a tarantula on Earth that has venom?
They do have venom, but it's not medically significant.
Okay, it's not going to kill you like a black widow or a recluse.
So it's not dangerous venom to people. If she were to bite, and she's, they're very gentle, they just mostly want to be left alone. Her venom would subdue things like crickets and beetles and stuff, but it wouldn't hurt a human.
It's really fascinating when we take a moment to get out of our ick factor, to look at these animals and to look at how, I guess, just diverse our world is and how important that ecosystem is, and kind of a lot of, evolutionary history too in these arthropods?
Yeah, well, arthropods are, when I say bugs, I'm using it collectively. Bugs are arthropods that live on land. So also in the arthropod family would be things like crabs and shrimp, right, in the sea. So it's those like animals that have an exoskeleton and jointed limbs that we're kind of talking about.
Yeah.
So also in the arthropod umbrella is going to be insects. Like our next
so wait, we don't have much time left, so we're going to have to definitely get these guys out first. And while you're grabbing these, which I'm less reluctant to hold, a little more reluctant to hold than the tarantula, but tell me how. Oh, they're beautiful.
Aren't they cute? So these are domino cockroaches. They're a little faster.
Look at this guy.
So this type of cockroach is found in India and Sri Lanka.
Okay.
And I know when people hear cockroach, they're immediately
that's not what
like,
I expected.
That's a pest, right? We don't want those in our house. Well, only about 1% of cockroach species are adapted to living around people. Most types of cockroaches are on the forest floor, and they're doing a really important job of making soil. They're decomposing plant matter.
Make that soil, buddy.
And making the soil rich for plants, and it holds water better when all those decomposers are working in there. So it's a much more, every gardener knows it's all about the soil and how, and that is thanks to our decomposers.
Before I let you go, I'm going to hand this one back to you, mister. There you go. If someone's coming to Point Defiance, how do they see Bugs Alive?
Yeah, so we'll have Bugs Live going twice a day in the summertime. Our first shows start May 4th.
Okay,
so,
May 4th.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Jessie. It was a pleasure talking to you.
You too, Amity.
And now I'm going to head over to meet one of the other stars of another returning show, the Wild Wonders Outdoor Theater. So let's go say hi to Siesta. And now I am joined by Point Defiance Zoo and Aquarium staff biologist Sarah Madison and her friend Siesta. Well, hello there, Siesta. Oh my goodness, hello. So this is an incredible thing to be able to see here in our studio and also at the zoo. Tell us about Siesta and her role in the show.
Well, Siesta is a two-toed sloth, which is a kind of animal that lives in the rainforests of South America. And he is doing exactly what he does best, which is just hang out. So sloths are known for being very slow moving. Some people say they're lazy. Really, they're just really good at conserving energy.
Smart.
So in the show, we showcase different ways that we can take care of animals and make sure that they are able to do their natural behaviors.
Hello.
And so Siesta comes out and hangs on a tree just like this, which is probably the most natural behavior for a sloth to do.
Well, I am here for that. I said her, but I understand that after 18 years, we realized that Siesta was a boy.
Yes, they're very difficult to tell from the outside, and they developed some new genetic tests to determine if you have a boy sloth or a girl sloth, which is important to know when you are trying to have more sloths in zoos. So even though Siesta doesn't have a mate and we're not trying to get more baby sloths, it actually was helping to develop the science of testing these genetics. And so we got a swab and we swabbed inside his mouth and we sent it off and the results came back and we were all surprised and have now been working for the last several years trying to change our pronouns for Siesta. He is a boy.
All right, Siesta. All right, sir. So are you feeding Siesta grapes?
I sure am. Grapes are one of his very favorite treats. I do also have some dried plums or prunes, which he loves as well. Sloth's general diet is more leaves and things like that, so fruits are kind of like a dessert. And you can see that he is very comfortable just hanging upside down like this. He's got these great hook-like claws that just hook over the branches so he doesn't have to use any muscle to hang on. He can just totally be relaxed and chill.
Can I touch Siesta?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir,
I will give him a little treat and you can touch him right down here, down on the shoulders.
Oh my gosh.
So he's probably not as soft
but
as maybe you were thinking.
He's actually softer than I was thinking.
Oh, great. Yeah. So his fur is pretty coarse though because it has these microscopic grooves in it to grow like moss and algae, which gives him some excellent camouflage if he happened to live out in the rainforest.
Which is where they normally do. And since they're not moving fast, camouflage is good.
Yes, very important.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. So he is one of the stars of our show that we're doing this summer because since this is like the extent of what he needs to do, he can be in lots of our shows. They are offered a choice. Each of our animals is allowed to choose whether or not they want to participate in the show each day. And he pretty much says yes, several times a week. So.
Well, because he's a star, obviously, and some of the other amazing animals we're showing here on your screen, and a tortoise, and some beautiful birds. So I am thrilled that you came into our studio today. It was a pleasure meeting you, Siesta. And of course, just a reminder, my friends, both Bugs Alive and Wild Wonders Outdoor Theater return to Point Defiance Zoo and Aquarium on Saturday, May 4th. First show at 11:30 a.m.?
11:30 in the morning, yep.
All right, be there.